So remember, guys, between the 7th and the 8th, there's a decline because the futility card indicates a notable move to the upside out of a decline or out of scary chart behavior. So some sort of chart behavior that makes it look like we're going lower, but we go higher, or there's like a ton of headwinds that would make you think we go lower instead we go higher. So like we had this big move to the upside, and then like at some point today, could even have started already, we have this decline. We do have a low at the end of the day, but you want to be careful because there's a low and a high significator within close proximity to each other, so it may very well be, I think we probably have a low and then a high at the very end of the day, or in the last hour, I should say. So right now, the oppression card pretty much capped off this price level here, and we're doing that crest down to and through support, and then a U-shaped reversal below support. We come back and reuse it as support. That's the luxury card. So we should see like a bit of a U-shaped reversal somewhere around here, I think. It's probably this support right here that we break through, and then do a U-shaped reversal, come back and reuse it. That's my sense. Somewhere right around here. Maybe it was there. I think it probably goes lower, but we shall see. And then there's the full card just before 11 o'clock, or full card, I'd say probably right around 11 o'clock at a trough. That's probably a really good place to open up a long for a day trade. And it looks like the VIX shoots up pretty notably today. Oh, that's tomorrow. Sorry. VIX goes down today. So first it starts. It's like a rally in the VIX, but it's halted by a sharp decline through key support. So that's something to keep in mind when thinking about the overall pattern of chart behavior throughout the day. What is the VIX telling us? Hey, TT. Bitcoin. Oops, that's April. It's the 7th, right? Yeah, that looks pretty on point to me. Um, right, we had this trough here, like a decline off of the 5th into the 6th. So we had this trough that kind of took place on the 5th, 6th. And then the 7th is like kind of sidewaysy, but with a rally along a diagonal trend line, and we break through horizontal resistance, meet another resistance pull back to somewhere between those two price levels. Something along those lines. It's not an exact because I'm looking at the whole day with one card rather than by the hour, but it should be something along those lines. Like that looks like a diagonal trend line with a fast then move. It's possible. That could be it right there. So if this is the fast sudden move higher that it ends with, then we will see a breakdown through this diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. I'm not so sure that this is it, though, because we're so close to the bottom of RSI. We'll have to see what it does. And then tomorrow's going to be a pretty volatile day in Bitcoin with the trough, but really volatile tomorrow. Pretty notable decline off of the high on a one-day chart. Hey, Hamza. Hey, Ali Wakar. ADA. Wow, my throat is so itchy today. I have such bad allergies right now. This is a pretty wild March for ADA. Question was, how does ADA look do for the rest of the week? For the rest of March? So it's pretty mixed. So we had this early. The victory card indicates a breakout in early February, and you can see right on the edge here in early February we broke out above this price level right here. We broke through. The high indicates that we see a decline off of the high that offers opportunity to open up a long position, indicating we probably come back to the high again. So the March high we probably see twice. What's also interesting is that the March high is within close time proximity to the low. And you can see right now we've got a high that was literally one day off from the low. So that very well could have been the high right there based on that. This very well could have been the low based on the adjustment card, which is like a really notable move on a multi-day scale out of the low to the upside, and you can see how that took place as well. But my sense is that we probably see the low. It may be that we've seen that return back to a high, right? We went from the high, declined, offered opportunity. We're almost back to a high. So we might go a little higher, or we might stay right here, and then maybe in like the third week, I see a low, followed by a bit of a rally back to the upside at the end of the month. So I think we probably finish lower than where we are now, but notably off of the lows as well. So somewhere kind of like in the middle of the range of March is where we probably finish after quite a lot of volatility. How does Jupe look the remainder of the week? I missed it, didn't I? Well, there's a Fed Chair Powell today. I didn't realize. I'm gonna take a look and see what it says on the reading. So rest of the week, let's do the whole week, and I'll see if the first 3 days add up with what the cards show, and that's a good way to gauge if the whole week will, if the reading is solid or not. So this is probably this is probably gonna this is like an overbought crest which I have on Wednesday. It's followed by a significant decline, so we're probably a little bit off on the timing, but my sense is that there's probably another move to the downside coming. Let me try a different way. Something more clear. That didn't come out too clear. So let me try a different way here for you. Well, I got the devil card for the remainder of the week, so some sort of fake out, intentional fake out made intended to make you do the wrong thing. Let me see what else I can pull on that. From the standpoint of a trend, the devil card is like, if you're looking at it as the answer to what kind of trend, it's usually to the downside, but not always. That's why I'm going to do it one more time here. If I don't get a clear answer this time, I just won't have an answer for you, my friend. It's to the upside, but we should have at some point between now and tomorrow a bit of a decline, and then we have this like unexpected move out of it to the upside. That's just allergies, TT. It's just like dripping down my, it's like post-nasal drip. It's gross. Hey, it was luck. Hey, Robert. Interesting. Interesting. So it's going to get kind of wild here around the Fed. And you can see U-shaped dip. So I was off on the well, I guess technically, but that's not really what it usually looks like. It's more like this. We broke through this support, did a U-shaped reversal, came back, and we used it as support. Probably this, actually. And so now, 10 o'clock, what we should see, we might have seen it right here, but in the 10 o'clock hour, we have this brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels, and then that's going to take us into, like, around the 11 o'clock hour, a pretty... like a notable trough. That's also a really good opportunity And based on what I can see right now, my sense is it's an opportunity to open up a long position for a day trade. But when we get closer to it, I'll be certain of that, you know? And then, like, the second half of the day gets kind of wild. We're right about the open. Sideways rotation ends with a fast sudden move higher. Didn't see that dip in there, but not like it's really that relevant. But it ended with a fast sudden move higher. That's the Knight of Discs. Crest at the open. Down 2 and through support. U-shaped reversal. Come back and reuse it as support. And now we're in the midst of the Indolence card. I want to see if Tastyworks got back to me about that competition. I'm like basically missing out on the whole competition because they haven't gotten back to me yet. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna call them. I really want to do that competition, so I'm gonna call them. The dreaded Eight of Cups, right? Can you give guidance on AQST next week? AQST. What the heck? All right, AQST next week. Overall trend direction. We have a rally into key resistance, and then we break down from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And usually with the strike card, those spikes will meet a moving average as resistance. Often the moving averages are kind of like in a bearish formation, showing that we're going lower. I've seen a few times where it's consecutively higher spikes up, but that's very, very rare. And then by the day, Monday we have sideways rotation with a sharp drop that stands out in that period of sideways rotation. And then on the following day, on Tuesday, we have an important resistance level highlighted where we kind of like flatten out around that resistance. That might be the resistance right there that we rally into, actually. So that's the resistance that we rally into. The following day, on Wednesday, we have a prominent move through resistance, a full retracement back down through that same price level, creating like a peak, but it's probably at a lower, the peak's probably lower than the resistance. And then on Thursday, a notable move to the upside, the adjustment card, probably out of like a lower open. Friday, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. That was a QST. Will Bitcoin visit lows from this again, or just a regular drop tomorrow? From, what do you mean from this again? From this month? Let me know what you mean by lows from this again. The 2024 one-year reading for Bitcoin was created on June 16th, 2023 at 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time. This video here, this photo here, excuse me. Yeah. So if you mean like, are we going to revisit lows from this month, and you just left out the word month, we're going to see lower lows in the month of June of March, lower lows than we've seen thus far. So below this price level, at least this price level, but probably lower than this price level. Or just a regular drop tomorrow. No, tomorrow's going to be very volatile, my friend. Very volatile. But I don't think we're going to meet... I don't think we'll be meeting this level tomorrow, if that's what you're asking. Down at 59.5. I don't believe so, no. Oh, this week. Yeah, no, we won't see that price level again this week, from what I can tell. Can I give guidance on Cron, stock not crypto, through mid-March? More bullish or bearish overall? I'm advised to be very cautious next week with the stock. A lot of tricky chart behavior, probably sidewaysy overall. But let me see what I can gather from that. That's not sidewaysy. It's a very bearish week next week. We might have a little bit of a rally midweek next week, but overall, like the Hermit, the Hangman, the Priestess, and the Tower card, not looking good for that. Not next week, anyways. Hey, Proof. Is K-pop and MS Paint coin going to be rugged? To be rugged? I like it. K-pop. Please tell me that's connected to Korean pop music somehow. Please tell me it is. So I'm gonna assume that by rugged you mean that they're gonna be strong, but you could also interpret rugged as they're gonna be volatile. But I'm gonna presume proof that you mean they're are they gonna be strong? So you're talking like overall. I got a no for K-pop. I got a no for MS Paint. Will Kron hit 10 cents in March? Is this what we were looking at a second ago? I could have sworn it was a different name. Okay, so 10 cents. So you're asking if it's going to fall to 10 cents in March? It's a pretty big. That would be a pretty big drop, my friend. Why would you expect 10 cents? I'm curious. Haha, nice, Robert. I'm glad to hear that prediction worked out and the pig farm is doing well. Um, would it be wise to diversify into beef and not just pork? I mean, my gut instinct would say it's always wise to diversify. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, but let's see what the cards say. You could treat running a business like with the same kind of decisions that you would treat like owning a stock, you know? Would you want to have all of your money invested in just one stock? Probably not. What if there's like a, like a pig plague or something? You're effed at that point. Let's see what the cards say. I got the fortune card, my friend. Definitely get into that beef. Oh, you're asking if they're going to be a scam? I mean, most of the altcoins, like if you boil it down, whether or not it's intended to be a scam, they might as well be. Like most of them, like you really, and every time a new altcoin comes out, it hurts the probability that any of the altcoins will have like a huge spike again because you're spreading the money over more and more coins, if that makes sense. Let's see. I gotta well actually let me double check and make sure that's a yes. It is a yes. Yeah. So K-pop, it looks like it is a scam, and it looks like there's probably like a partnership. Like there's two main people involved, a man and a woman involved in that scam, like kind of like running it. Um, MS Paint. I got an. Oh wait, that's the wrong card. I got a maybe for MS Paint, so it's probably not that it's a scam, but it's pretty, pretty close to it. Like it's maybe the way that it's being, people are leading or talking about it or presenting it, they believe, but it's false. Like that could be a maybe when asking about is if something's a scam, if that makes sense. Oh, no worries. It was luck. Moo on that. All right, cool. You're working on two different businesses and wondering which might be more profitable. CO2 the Max or MKT Mystic? CO2 the Max. I like that. That's funny. It's a good name. I'm pretty good at picking names for things too. That's a good name. Yeah, you're welcome, Proof. I would be interested to hear if you learn anything about K-pop and like a partnership between a man and a woman somehow. If that in any way kind of like shapes, like you see something regarding that, let me know because I don't normally get information like that about a crypto. It was interesting. It looks like MKT Mystic is going to be substantially better, but after a little bit of a struggle, it looks like out of some turmoil, there's a big move higher, like a bit like a lot of strength. Out of some sort of struggle, there's like some sort of change or adaptation or resolution, something that is the result of this struggle that makes the business like way stronger, if that makes sense. And then CO2 the Max, if you can avoid that one, I'd probably avoid it. I got the universe card for that. So Shahana Wakar, hey, welcome. So tomorrow's good chance to buy Jupecoin. Hard for me to say because I don't remember what that reading was, so I'll just pull a card and give you a yes or no, Shahana. I do so many readings, it's hard for me to keep track. Is tomorrow a good chance to buy Jupecoin? I got a yes for that. But you want to be careful because like at some point in the day tomorrow, there's also not, it won't be a good opportunity at one point tomorrow. Let me see if I can get a little bit more information about tomorrow's chart behavior. It looks like it kind of turns over. Can you? It was like I can do that, but to make it easier for me to understand, can you just put each leg separately? What it is? Be easier for me to read it. And then after that, guys, I'm gonna roll. Okay. So looks like well, we still got some time. We're creating some sort of peak here. There should be a brief peak before we sell off. I think overall for the day it's going to be significantly bullish, but with quite a bit of like price swinging going on in the afternoon. Highs and lows within close time, like within an hour of each other, maybe even less. It's the same coupon, Robert. It's the same coupon running all month. I just only released the coupon, like, say it on Friday. So Robert's asking about a coupon code. There's a coupon code that'll announce tomorrow on the live. For buy 2 1 year reports for 600, which is like $400 off. Pretty good deal, guys. It makes them pretty much almost just a little bit more than what they were like full price before the hike raise or the price hike. You're okay, Hermes. You can stay there. Don't worry. All right, got it. All right, so let's see here. When do they expire? Did you tell me that? Oh, they expire today. I don't recommend it. I will never recommend that you buy same day expiration options. I will never do that. You might make money. I won't recommend it. It was luck. It's just way too risky. How sure am I that it goes over $10? Theta? Well, like I always say, guys, price levels are like the final frontier of SO meta analysis. So, like, I get them right pretty often, but compared to like my timing accuracy, it's quite a bit lower. I'd say it's probably in like the 75-80% territory rather than the 90s with my timing. Let's take a look at theta. When you're trading using SO meta analysis, you really want to do your best to avoid like using price points as your entry and your exit. You want to be using timing and chart behavior. If you look for if you're waiting on price points, sometimes you're going to end up missing the boat because it might not hit it, or it might come close. It might break through it sometimes. It's much better. It's much more advised using SO meta analysis to trade using the timing and the overall price, so you know that there's a big spike coming and it'll be higher relative to the day, right? This is just an example. I'm not talking about anything specific, but tomorrow something's going to spike up and it'll be higher relative to whatever the price level is at the present moment. You know that you can open up a long and close it tomorrow at a higher price, right? Because relative what the behavior is going to do. There's no price level involved in that, right? If you put a price level in there, you might miss it. It might be way too high. It might be way too low. I mean, it could be right on the point. It's the majority of the time it will be, but it's not nearly as accurate, to be clear. 75, 80% is nowhere near the same accuracy as like 95, 96, 98%. Let's see theta. And that theta monthly, Nadine, if you're watching, that theta monthly's coming out today, as well as the link. I'll have those sent to you later today, and then publicly they'll come out in like a week or two. Goes over $10. I feel pretty strongly that if it's going to go over $10, it's going to do it in probably April, May. Let's see. I got a note this time. See what I'm saying? So it may be coming close to $10, but not actually hitting $10. Let me see. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that a different way to get a more certain answer. I'm getting right around $10. I don't think I would want to buy into it right here, though, just to be clear, because when you look at the RSI, we're way overbought right now. All right, guys, I'm going to cap it off here with Proof's question. SQQQ reached $14 this month. Hermes, what are you doing? Jeez. Oh, well, I was asking about $10 in 2024, to be clear, live forever. You're talking about it just in general? I was talking about $10 in 2024. But I don't know. I feel kind of like that question was a little unclear. So maybe ask me that question again tomorrow and you might get a much clearer response. Sometimes that's what happens. SQQQ reached $14 this month. I got a no for that. Interesting. Yeah, you want to be very, very careful with these leveraged short ETFs, guys. This is the type of thing that will really suck your money away. Like it seems like a really great kind of way to make quick cash, and it is if you're really, really fast. But this is definitely not the type of vehicle that you want to stay in overnight. Like, just don't do it, guys. You don't want to stay in a leveraged ETF overnight. There's going to be cases where you'd make money doing that, sure, but it's a really bad idea. It is. These things are designed to for the price to go down, 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 down over time. They're designed that way. So you want to make sure not to stay in those. All right, guys. All right, guys. I'm going to roll with that. I'll see you guys back around 3:00. Thank you all for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go and you know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys around 3. Later.